Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you missed us and we're back. It's What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. For today's the 29th, right? 28th, whatever it is.
29th.
It's right around there. So the end of September 2023, week 4 upcoming of the football season. First of all, I'm a little banged up. I'm in Las Vegas and I haven't been here in a long time. And so last night I hit the gas a little hard. A little bit. It started early in the Delta Lounge in New York, transferred quickly over into a steakhouse for dinner, and then the first night of Skankfest festivities was pretty wild. So not a lot of sleep. That's why I'm playing a little injured today. It reminds me of my old back days. Remember when I would come into the studio and have to lay down and do the podcast? Yeah, we're back to that today. So, but I'll be fine. And also, I want to thank everyone that came to Salt Lake City, including our good friend Cena, who I spoke with, and lovely as ever. Her and her husband, so nice. I talked to them for a little bit after the show, and everything is cool, always cordial until we play each other. And then I told her then it's over. So thank you to the people that came to the Wise Guys Comedy Club as well last weekend. So here we go. All right, you guys are riding high. The Giants, I knew.
Yeah,
We all knew.
we knew.
And for a minute there, they did a pretty good job of keeping it respectable.
Like a drive and a half.
Well, it was a little more than that.
About
But
6
not
minutes
much.
of football. They played about 6 minutes.
It was a little tough. We had a real uphill climb going into the weekend or the Thursday night game because no Saquon. Half the offensive line was hurt. They were benching people and having to bring them back in. It was pretty crazy. So, hopefully this sort of mini bye we will have Thursday night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off to get people healthy, to get shit corrected, and going into a real tough game where we are home dogs. I believe for the second time this year.
Second time this year, yes.
We've only had 2 fucking home games. So we got to win this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And in a respectable fashion, not by a 1.5 point spread. We'll get to that later. But I think and apparently Saquon's been practicing. So I'm hoping that he's there. And if he is there, I'm hoping that they fucking have the right people blocking for him and the right schemes going. So cautiously optimistic. But people keep asking me, are you worried about Daniel Jones? I'm really not worried about Daniel Jones. I really cannot put anything more than the normal amount of pressure on him saying it's his fault. I really don't. He's not doing things that are, I don't see a big regression as far as he's concerned. I just think that the team is taking a step back as a whole. So I'm not worried about Daniel Jones. So you guys coming off a commanding win, and I use that term because you beat the Commanders. And you know what? That didn't look like it was going to be. I mean, Lucas, you picked them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you took them with the spread too, right?
Oh yeah, I always take the Bills with the spread.
Yeah, I feel like that was the game that righted the ship for them. I feel like, obviously week 1 was tough for losing on the road. And I think you guys are on the same trajectory as Kansas City right now, where it's like week 1, you didn't have all your pieces. No one had everything together. It was a little bit of a weird week. And then 2 and 3 were like, let's right the ship. And then week 3 was domination. So I feel like you guys are on the right course now. How do you feel? Look, DC's not the worst team. They almost beat the the Broncos, which everyone thought of like, oh, okay, this puts them. Obviously, we didn't know what the Broncos are actually made of, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I mean, crazy, absolutely crazy. But go ahead, tell me about how you feel about your Buffalo Bills.
Anytime you shut out a team, that's awesome. And I think,
Well,
going into
they
the
didn't
Dolphins game.
didn't shut him out.
When did the Commanders score?
They scored a field goal with it was a garbage field goal just to put points on the board.
What the fuck?
There's like 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
To
it's
cover the spread.
garbage.
But they
Hold the McVay.
Can they have a rule that, if you're up 40 and there's 5 minutes left, just the kicker's done, he can go home?
it was a moral victory for Washington. Let them have it. They're being sued again for their team name. I guess there's
What?
there's some lawsuit going on with Commanders, and so they had a tough week.
Oh my God, who's pissed about the Commanders? Who were Commanders? Who is the organization?
It's a Native American group that's suing them.
Yeah.
Oh
how
my God.
ironic.
No way.
Yeah, they're having a bad week.
They want
They
a
really-
restoration of the old name.
What?
That's what this website here says.
Wait, the Indians want the Redskins back now?
It says a conservative-leaning Native American organization known for pushing to defend mascots, sometimes considered racist, launched a series of lawsuits against the Washington Commanders football team. Looks like they're based out of. They filed the lawsuit in North Dakota.
Man,
So
they don't even play in North Dakota. There's no football teams in North Dakota. That makes zero sense.
yeah, I didn't know they had courts in North
If I
Dakota.
was a judge in North Dakota, I'd be like, what the fuck do I have to do with this? This makes no sense at all. Well, I didn't realize the Commanders were in such had problems of that magnitude going on. I didn't really watch the game at all. I got to be honest. I was flying back from Salt Lake City, which, by the way, was awesome because I can use my laptop and watch the Sunday Ticket, and also whatever game was on, the local they were showing on the plane. So it was pretty good. But I didn't get a chance to watch any of that game. So was it the complete domination from beginning to end?
Pretty much.
Second quarter on, pretty much. I'd say.
Yeah. The defense looks great. McDermott's doing a really good job calling plays. They're all playing really well. Josh Allen only had one interception that was basically a punt. And he looked really good. Diggs looked good. Run game looked good. Ken Dorsey's still kind of questionable with a few of his calls, but other than that, this is a team that should be able to compete with Miami and make it a lot closer than their game with Denver.
Oh boy, you must be nervous as fuck, dude.
Not really. I mean, look, these are two pretty even teams, and Miami can be scored on, just like Denver was scored on. So it's not like Denver didn't move the ball against them. I was talking to Lucas yesterday. I watched that game, and Denver, their first possession should have challenged a catch that was a catch, and they would have won that and continued the drive and maybe gotten points. And then they had a couple of turnovers. One was in the red zone. They had opportunities to put more than 20 points on the board, and they still scored 20 points. And then you go back to week one, Chargers put a lot of points on Miami. This defense can be beat. And we know Josh Allen can go back and forth with really high scoring offenses. So this should be hopefully the best game of the week. And it
should be.
The last 3 times they've played, it's come down to a field goal.
Home field advantage. I mean, I would much rather have this game in Buffalo in December or November.
Well, the flip side of that is we played this game in Miami last year and we were melting in the heat, and we had it was like at least a dozen guys go off the field at one point cramping. So now we're not going to be in the excessive heat, and Miami's not going to have to play in the snow, so that kind of levels it out.
All right, that makes sense.
So yeah,
they do.
Obviously, I'd love to see Miami play in 3 feet of snow, but we're not going to have to worry about 100-degree weather and them not covering our side of the sideline, which I still say at some point someone's going to die.
Jesus, Brenton.
Someone will. I know it's gamesmanship, but someone's going to die of heat exhaustion on that field, and they're going to be responsible.
And the
Awesome.
NFL will dock them a draft pick.
Yeah.
Truly,
For
that's a
killing
true,
a man.
That's a literal hot take right there.
It's going to happen.
Awesome.
But Josh Allen will keep up. I'm pretty sure of that. I don't
Yeah.
know much, but I know whatever the Dolphins score, Josh Allen will be in it, and it will go down to the final 10 minutes.
And other than Jordan Poyer, we're completely healthy this year. Last year, we were in week 3 when we played him and lost. We were really banged up. And this week, we're going into it completely healthy. And I think the guy to watch for Miami is Armstead is still questionable. So if he's good to go, Miami is pretty tough. But if he's out, our D line could maybe get to Tua, who has basically not been touched the first 3 weeks.
Where's Von Miller? Is he back yet or no? No.
Nice.
Not yet.
He's eligible to come back next week, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to talk about first? The 70-point game or the Swifty game?
Let's put off this. You're talking
yeah.
about the Eagles, right?
Yeah. DeAndre Swift?
Oh, well, that game, I mean,
he dominated.
Again, him and Kelsey.
Yeah.
You talking Jason Kelsey?
Yeah, the best Kelsey Swift duo in the world.
That was pretty funny.
That's on the Philly Eagles.
No, I mean, obviously, Taylor coming to this game was the biggest thing that's ever happened in the history of mankind.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I watched back on the Sunday Ticket replays every game, all the afternoon games a couple days ago, and every single one of those games referenced Taylor Swift being at the Chiefs game at least once, and they cut to it in a few of them. Like, you can't avoid
every single one.
Every single one. And there's Cassie showed me there's a TikTok trend now with wives and girlfriends going up to their significant other and making a big deal about how Taylor Swift is helping put this Travis Kelce on the map, and he was a nobody before, and them freaking out. So that's been fun to watch those videos.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, she has apparently been invited back because they're playing Monday night or Sunday night.
Sunday. She will be there. The NFL has already announced.
She's going to be there.
What?
Cassie said that she is asking.
It's the Jets. They need her.
She's asking for 5 tickets for 4 of her friends in the same suite, but that means they'll have to remove 4 people who already had tickets to that suite.
Oh, and how are they getting her in? Popcorn fucking hot dog truck this time?
Probably.
I think she got in under the radar. I don't think anyone was really kind of clocking her, and I think to get her out once everyone knew she was in there.
You've seen the popcorn video, right? They're pushing literally, like you said, a popcorn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and a woman's like, "That's Taylor Swift."
How else are you going to get fucking Taylor Swift from a suite down to the locker room without pandemonium occurring? Yeah.
Yeah, they say there's one elevator for all the suites.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
there's no way.
So no matter how famous you are, you have to take the same common or elevator to your luxury suite.
Like Ocean's 11, they put her into that little cart and they just wheeled her down to the fucking security downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
The power move for me was, number one, the affection with the mom was a good move, I thought, on her part. And then clearing out the restaurant. Did you hear that? Like paying everyone's tab and being like, you got 15 minutes, time to get the fuck out. That's so hot. I was like, I heard that. I was like, my God.
If you had just gotten your meal and you were planning on having an evening, would you be happy that your tab got covered and you got to get the fuck out and find somewhere else to go? Or would you be pissed?
I bet you some of these people are pissed because they're probably like wrap their day around, like maybe they're going to the football game and then going to go to the steakhouse or whatever. But once you find out it's who it's for and what it is, you're like, you could be like, oh, Taylor Swift paid for my fucking bill. That's like a great, get the fuck out of here. That's what it has to be. Get the fuck out of here. And what could it possibly be to clear out the best restaurant in Kansas City? $2,000, $3,000 maybe, right?
And
Get out.
it's Travis Kelsey. If she was dating
Yeah.
just like some other singer and they happened to be there, you might
I
be a little
think
more pissed if you're a Chiefs season ticket holder.
Brittany Mahomes is going to kill herself. That's my
Yeah.
prediction in the next year and a half.
On TikTok?
Well, maybe. I don't know if she's going to broadcast it, but this is not what she had envisioned. She is the quarterback's wife, and she did not see some tight end whore coming down the fucking, she's like such an afterthought now. It's insane.
Well,
and she
Steve,
won't be able to
apparently
handle it.
they were doing shots with each other in the suite.
Yeah. That it always is always the situation.
Mhm.
Always, right? That's how it is right now. And then next year, when Taylor has her own fucking suite, right? Not even husband and wife with Kelsey, and it's twice as big as fucking Brittany Mahomes' suite. Next thing you know, it's like, what the fuck is going on here? And it has to be because she's 8 billion times more popular than Brittany Mahomes. She's going to require much more space. But that will not sit well. This will not end well. This is going to be a problem.
Is
Because
Taylor? Do you think Taylor Swift is the most popular person on planet Earth right now?
Yeah, like this week for sure, 100%.
Because she got people that don't even know football to watch football just to get like 3 glimpses of her when they would cut to her.
Why did they make her the halftime show?
I
don't
think
know.
she could command it. I think she's like the only person that could like tell the NFL, that, hey, I'll do it.
Maybe if the
Yeah.
Chiefs make it, she'll do it.
She
Because
might be bigger
Usher-
than the NFL. She might have Kelsey organize a game during one of her concerts. That's like a halftime of a concert. To have a football game in the middle. Fucking completely reverse the roles.
It's a 10-hour show.
It's wild.
Hey, again, she was on for 3.5 hours nonstop when we saw her. She puts on an insane show.
Do you think this will make other like pop stars want to hang out in suite? You know what I mean? Like Beyonce will become a big Panthers fan, and
let's see what it does to her record sales.
No.
But if and when they break up, I hope it's during the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And they're playing Buffalo
during a bye week. Tony Romo style.
We need Kelsey off his game.
Look, it is tough to shoot your shot. I mean, I'm so happy for him that it actually worked out, but this relationship is going to completely develop under every single American's eye. And that can't possibly be easy. I mean, when Bill Belichick is cracking fucking pretty funny jokes about you, this is a humongous event. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, but Belichick has a history of being a Swiftie and commenting on Taylor Swift.
Belichick, I bet, fancies himself a fucking cool, hip kind of person. You see the outfits he wears to some of these events.
Yeah, well, isn't his new wife like Taylor Swift's age? So she's probably playing Taylor Swift all the time.
Jesus God.
She's got him into it, got him hip. This is what the cool kids are listening to, Bill.
It's actually Bill's single right now.
He is?
Read in the post 2 weeks ago that him and his girlfriend broke up.
Oh, so that's too bad. So maybe he's listening to a lot of Taylor Swift for breakup inspiration.
Maybe like Gloria Estefan will start to date Bill Belichick and she'll show up at the games. And people will be like, oh my God, is that the Miami Sound Machine up there in the fucking booth? Holy shit. It's the Miami Sound Machine. It's 87 degrees in fucking Las Vegas. And it's 4 degrees in my hotel room. I'm shivering. And I don't know what to do. I'm not going to go outside. I have to go outside. I have events to go do, but I feel like that first hit of hot air is going to be a problem for me. I'm going to get nauseous. Do you have any suggestions? Go. You guys are younger than me. Just vomit. Just get the poison out.
Yeah, maybe just vomit before you go.
Just a nice, good old fashioned purge.
Yeah, just induce and go.
All right, I'll give that a whirl. All right. Speaking of vomit, the Denver Broncos vomited. That was. I couldn't even believe the numbers that I kept seeing being put up. I didn't even watch. I was like, this is not a competitive game. I'm not going to, flip over to it. But I just couldn't believe what I kept seeing, the numbers that were going up. Did you guys watch that game at all or no?
Yeah, so
yeah.
I can say in all the years of watching football, I have never seen an offensive line dominate a defensive line as much as Miami did. There was not a single play I can think of where the running back wasn't at least 3 or 4 yards down the field before making contact with somebody. Like they just ran all over them. They did whatever they wanted. Tua was not touched. He had all day to throw. But again, Russell Wilson looked pretty good and was moving the ball against Miami's defense. They just had a couple of mistakes, and obviously the game got out of hand. But Denver's defense is just completely lost. Like, my God, are they bad?
What? I mean, maybe the problem wasn't
It's not Russell Wilson.
Arizona. I mean, because they brought over what is it, not Van Jones. Who's the defensive coordinator that he got from
Van Joseph.
Van Joseph. Yeah, that was it. Van Joseph. So I mean, he doesn't have a Buda Baker to hide behind right now, or anyone. So it's a tough 70 points, dude. At some point, you got to be like, guys, do we have any pride here? We're gonna get a fucking historic number put up, and they could have broke the all-time fucking record if they really wanted to.
Yeah,
at 73, right?
McDaniel has that respect, being their former ball boy, not to run the score up. I mean, they weren't even trying to. Honestly, they put in Mike White after they were up, after they had scored around like 50 points. So they had the backup quarterback in. It's not like they had, and then they had their practice squad running back. I mean, Jeff Wilson and Salvin Ahmed were out. So it was like their 5th or 6th string running back breaks off like a 60-yard run. And then you got Robbie Chosen, who got called up from the practice squad. He scores a 60-plus yard touchdown from Mike White. Like, these were backups that were doing the back end of the scoring. They really weren't trying to run the score up. And the throw to Robbie Chosen was like a short pass, and he just made a couple of moves and outran guys. Like, Denver just had no pride and no effort, and it was pathetic. But again, if you watch the game, Russell Wilson was not the problem. They were moving the ball pretty well.
And Brenton, in Denver's defense, I heard their sideline was 20 degrees hotter.
Well, yeah, it is. Someone will die, Steve.
In Denver. And the air is thinner, so it could be even more.
No. In Miami.
In Miami.
Oh, in Miami, yeah.
Where they do not shade the visiting side, and it gets very, very hot.
Yeah, I mean, I just, fantasy-wise, did you cash in on any of that Mostert? Like, you did? Oh, Lucas did.
I had a good gambling week.
You did? Tell me about it. What happened?
Well, I texted Brandon at one point in the millie. I got up to like 119th place. You had to have Mostert.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have Mostert last week.
Yeah.
And every guy was on fire except for Jared Goff and Josh Reynolds. If those two could have just connected.
Yeah, Josh Reynolds with that goose egg killed him.
Yeah.
Is he
no
hurt?
points, but
no, he just didn't have a catch.
Yeah.
He played really good last night. He had a good game. So if he had done that and Goff had done that on Sunday, Lucas would have been in the money.
But I still did all right and won some pick'ems. Just I'm in the green this year gambling, so it's let it run.
That's awesome. What about you, Brenton?
I was part of the less than 1% that had Devon Achane in their Millie lineup, but the rest of my lineup was poo-poo. I did not have Keenan Allen, and I didn't have any of the pieces that you had to have to really make some money. But if I had done better with the other positions with Achane, I could have made a run for it.
The
I didn't
Bills
do any-
defense got me like 42 points.
Yeah, I didn't have the Bills
Or some
defense
insane.
either. Yeah,
Oh,
it was
that's
crazy.
sick.
Oh, but by the way, this is why defensive scoring and defenses in general in fantasy are ridiculous. Denver, because they ran back a kick, had positive points, and they gave up 70 points. They gave up like 400 yards rushing. They gave up like another 300 yards. Like we're talking about 800 yards. They gave up 70 points, and they still had positive points in fantasy because they ran a kickoff back.
Really?
Yeah, that's
70
why
points and they had positive points?
Yeah, defenses in fantasy are fucking ridiculous.
It really is stupid. I didn't gamble at all this weekend, but I did. Well, I did last night on the fucking Ryder Cup, and then woke up this morning. I drunkenly, like at 2 a.m, right before it started our time, I was like, "Give me fucking USA in this match." That I'm at the sports book, just fucking. Woke up fucking 5 hours later, find out it's fucking all gone. They got wiped out this morning in foursomes. And then they didn't really, they only split in the second half. So they're down 6-2, I think, 6-2, which is not great. But what does matter to me is the fantasy football league that I'm in with my 2 knucklehead kids. And I beat Jonah so badly that I gave him, I texted him the number to Child Protective Services if he wanted to call them and just give them this score and this information. I beat him like 165 to like 1. He did do all right, like put up like 128, but it was pretty bad. So I'm dominating. I'm 3-0 in that league. I have to turn around on my listener league record, and then in the Comedy Store one, complete domination again across the board because Mostert.
Yeah.
And
well, ride that until he gets hurt.
Can you not? Who are you, my son? Do you know what he traded? So yesterday he traded.
I'm sorry. I think he's a great player, but the guy who's gotten hurt, he's got like 20 injuries in how many years? He's been playing like what, 7-8 years, and he's got like 20 significant injuries. The guy's gonna get hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so my oldest gets Mostert 2 weeks ago, uses them. Yesterday sends me a trade. Mostert and who's the fucking LA Tutu fucking
Tutu Atwell.
Yep.
Or are you talking about Pakua?
For Mostert, and he wants Deebo Samuel and Pacheco. And I was like, and by the way, he had just got these 2 guys for two weeks ago, and he used them well over the 2 weeks. Obviously, got 45 points. But I go, you sound like a person who bought a really expensive brand new house, and then now you're living in it and you don't really like it that much, and you want to unload it onto somebody else. I'm like, but here's what you don't know. And I was in the car from the airport on my way to the hotel with Dan Soder, comedian Dan Soder, very funny, but also happens to be best friends. I'm talking best fucking friends, high school friends, with none other than Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins coach. So he informs me that Deebo Samuel will be out for the next 2 weeks, at least with rib injuries. It's a problem.
How does Mike McDaniel know the injury news of Deebo Samuel?
Because, and then let me finish. Because Dan is a San Francisco Giant 49ers fan. So he texted his friend on the 49ers that. Then he tells me Mostert is Mike McDaniel's favorite player and will continue to get the ball as long as he is healthy. Yeah. So with that information, I went, boom, done. Take the trade. Right? And then he goes, great. I took it.
You traded away Deebo
and Isaiah Pacheco.
Puka Nacua.
Yep, and Mostert.
Cooper Kupp's coming back. You got a 1 week rental.
I have plenty of wide receivers. I'm not worried about that.
Oh boy, Steve.
I want Mostert. Okay.
No, you don't. He's gonna get hurt.
Dude, fuck you.
He's gonna get hurt.
Fuck the both of you.
Hurt. You just let him. Dude, this is like he's going through your will, and he just took everything. He's just pulled the plug on you, and he's taking all of your gold.
I wrote to him. I go, dude, this sounds like you're trying to get rid of, like I told you, a
He
beautiful
was.
house. And he goes, you know what? I don't need all your fancy speeches. I just need an answer on the trade. And I'm like, you can go fuck yourself. You know what? I'm taking this trade. And then I told him, Debo's going to be out for 2 weeks, and you didn't know that. And he's like, how do you know that? And I told him so. He goes, that's not fair. You have inside information. I go, well, fuck you, bro. Live a life and make some friends.
He won that trade. He won that
Fuck
trade.
you and fuck my son. And both of you are wrong. Got it? Jesus God.
He better be out 2 weeks now.
We're playing.
He better fucking be out 2 weeks. If he's not, you're gonna hear about this.
We're playing in 3 weeks, and I think it could be very possible that I might be 7-0 and he might be 6-1. And that week, I won't even talk to him. All right, let's get to some picks. Oh, actually, well, yeah, picks, and then we'll do. You guys heard about Tyreek Hill wants to be a porn star?
Yeah, he said it's a joke though.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, I don't know.
Yesterday, he thought it was real. All right. Let's see. All right. So I've looked at these games, and I've been like I said, I stared at the sports book here is insane, dude. It's fucking nuts.
You're in Vegas.
It's awesome.
If you're gonna do some betting, you better do it this week.
I know. I already did this morning. It was fucking terrible. I told you, but I've been looking at the
sober.
Games. I have to do that. I'm looking at the games, and honestly, I've never started a season off 0-3, and I've been bad every single week.
Well, I don't think there's a person on planet Earth other than maybe Dobbs that thought that they had a chance to win that game against Dallas.
But those are the ones you have to be afraid of, and I'm not trusting my instincts. I'm not. So, and I feel like I've started off every single week with going first. So I want to go last this week as to which pick I'm leaning towards, because I've got 3 that I'm on my mind. And if one of you takes that game first, I would love to hear someone else's analysis on it. One of them, you probably won't want to fuck with, but I'm going to, it's the Bills game, but let's not fuck around. One of you two go first. Choose. Doesn't matter to me.
Brent, you ready? Because no.
I mean, look, I saw enough from Joe Burrow. I like Cincinnati on the road, but the gimme games this week, Philadelphia at home against Washington. I think Philadelphia is just too tough, and San Francisco at home against Arizona, with or without Deebo Samuel, they're gonna dominate that Arizona Cardinals team. Thoughts on any of those games? Cincinnati is going to give us the best odds.
The Bengals is where I was looking.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee's.
I think
Tennessee's just not a good team, and his calf was good enough. And I think they really figured out how to move Chase around on the field and get him active. Even though T. Higgins played like crap, he had a really bad game. So this could be a game where Joe Burrow gets back over throwing 300 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Cincinnati's defense should be able to do enough. Derrick Henry looks very human right now.
It's also weird that a Vrabel defense is not that good.
They're good against the run. They're just not, just like last year. They're a pass funnel defense, and they're giving up tons and tons of yards, but then they get down in the red zone and they can stop the run and force field goals. So that's what they've been for a couple of years. But I like Cincinnati. How
many points are they getting for you?
They're 2.5 favorites on the road.
Okay.
But then I also like, this is a little more aggressive, but I like Houston at home against Pittsburgh. And they are home dogs. I think they could cover. I think Stroud's not playing great, but he's playing decent. I think Kenny Pickett is horrendous.
Horrendous.
He's horrendous. He has not played well. He's not played well. Pittsburgh's got a pretty good defense, but Houston has some pieces as well, and Dameon Pierce should and will run all over that defense, and Houston's offensive line will be healthier. So I think they could cover that. It's going to be a tight game.
All right.
I would for sure take the Bengals. I think this is a Burrow get right game.
Well, the Burrow get right game was last week. He looked good. He just didn't have the touchdowns, but he looked really good.
So the Bengals giving 2.5. Correct?
The Bengals giving 2.5. Yeah.
Bingo. What about you, Lucas? How you feeling this week?
Oh, I feel good. I got my pick.
And why is it Buffalo?
It's not Buffalo.
Whoa!
Shout out to Landry Bennett for he messaged me asking if it's going to be Buffalo this week. I said it was.
Well,
I decided to change it.
It should still be Buffalo.
I mean, my heart's always in Buffalo, but I don't want my wallet to be broken too.
Oh, I like this. Thinking with your head.
The Bills will still go 10-3 over the next 14 weeks. This just might be one of the losses. The pick I like is a stock market day trader. You buy something when it's at its lowest. Give me the Denver Broncos against the Bears with the points.
That's a good call.
The Bears suck. Their defensive coordinator was investigated by the FBI, and I don't know what their whole situation. I don't think Justin Fields can read a defense. The Broncos, they have to get their shit together. Goddamn. I think that's an easy call.
Yeah, Sean Payton making those comments about the coaching in the previous regime and then starting out 0-3 is a pretty bad look, considering what the team has paid to get him there. So he has to win this week.
Yeah, the draft picks and the money and stuff. One of these teams has to have a step forward and show that this is not a complete fucking disaster. And the Chicago Bears, to me, look like the worst team and really the worst organization right now in fucking football. So, yeah, I like that. As a day trader, that's a great fucking move. Buy low and try to get some value out of it. For me, fellas, I am doing something that I should have done and go with my heart, and I'm taking the New York Football Giants +1 to win on Monday Night Football, coming off of a mini bye, getting hopefully healthy, like I said before, figuring out some offensive line, and we're not going to go out. We're not going to go out and lose to two conference rivals our first two home games of the year. Okay. You went out and you put up a fucking shit stinker opening day. Okay. Then you go on the road. You barely survive in Arizona. You stay West Coast. It's tough to fucking, 4 days later, go play probably one of the best teams in football. And then, you got your ass kicked, but you lick your wounds, you come home and you fix shit and get it right. And now you got to defend home field. Because if you lose this game, it's going to be real tough. It's going to be a real uphill battle, losing two conference games at home. So the Giants are going to pull it together. I believe in them, and they're going to win the game by at least one, right? That's what I have one. So, right?
Yeah.
They're home dogs, so I want them to win the game.
Yeah,
I don't even want the point,
I don't know.
What the
I don't know.
What don't you know, Brenton? Tell me.
I just
What do you not know?
I don't know if they can beat Seattle. I don't think they're in a place where they can really beat anybody. And is Saquon going to play? He's still on the injury report, but is he going to be 100%?
He will be till he won't be. No one's 100%, but he will be as healthy as he can be. He will play though. Guaranteed. All right. Does that make you feel better?
Not really.
You know what, dude? What? I don't care. I don't care how you feel. It doesn't matter to me, your feelings. You're not my wife. Okay?
Okay.
I believe in the Giants. I believe that they're going to make a fucking turn. We're going to turn this thing around and get right. And this is the fucking week, man. All right? So stop being negative. Get on board.
You're right.
Try to figure out the positive angles. Where was Seattle last week? Who'd they play?
Seattle beat Carolina. They beat the Red Rifle at home.
In Carolina or
in Seattle?
Oh, all right. Well, they had to travel a long fucking way, bro. A
Yeah.
long way. So we were home resting. They're gonna win. All right, deal with
Okay.
that.
I hope they do. I like when you're in a good mood.
My head's pounding. Don't make me upset. All right.
Not trying to make you upset. I'm just want to curb expectations.
What other things do we want to cover this week?
Breaking news. A couple things.
Uh-oh.
Diane Feinstein died.
What?
Yeah.
Sent
So
the
I apparently, yeah. She'll serve the rest of her term in the Senate, but then they'll take her corpse out. But yeah, she's officially.
Who becomes a senator now from they have to appoint one, right?
Yeah. Gavin Newsom will probably appoint one, right? That's how it works.
He'll probably appoint himself.
I thought he was running. He's running for president. He wants to go on Rogan and rebrand himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I guess Joe made comments on the podcast that he could see him winning the presidency.
I thought Joe hated him. It was part of the reason why he fucking moved out of California. Seems weird. Well, R.I.P. Diane Feinstein. Gunned down in her prime. Gone but not forgotten.
And then that's a good transition, Steve, because they arrested somebody just in the last hour for the 1996 drive-by death of Tupac Shakur.
Whoa, really? In Las Vegas?
In Las Vegas.
Whoa, I got to hit the streets, guys. Maybe I can get a fucking exclusive on this.
Yeah.
Because I am in the shittiest part of Las Vegas. And if someone was going to get arrested for murdering someone, it's going to happen where I am, the downtown area, the sketch central fucking area that I'm in right now.
Watch out for Arthur Jones, man.
Arthur Jones in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
1996. What's the statute of limitations on murder? There is none, or I guess not.
I hope there isn't.
Because I'm doing, this is going on almost 30 years, 25 years. So, and they think they must have
some connection.
And then will we find Biggie's guy next? Is that how it works?
That's the plan.
All right. Diane Feinstein's dead. When is homeboy gonna die? The fucking Mitch McConnell.
I don't know, but it will be on camera.
Oh yeah, that's a good thing. That will definitely be live streamed. For sure. He will definitely pass in front of us in the middle of a speech. Awesome. Do you guys have anything else you want to plug, talk about before I go fucking get in the shower and try to get right? No.
We're in some good football this weekend.
Hold on, Ronald Acuna Jr. For a 70-30 guy. Or no, 40-70. Jesus Christ. 40 home runs, 70 stolen bases. Absolutely insane year. There's in my estimation, your MVP. I know Betts has had a great year too, but when you're doing shit that no one's done before, that's pretty special. So, and I think Garrett Cole, is probably going to win the Cy Young Award at 15-4 in the American League. And what a fucking waste. What a waste.
Yeah. But hey, congrats to the Baltimore Orioles.
Congrats to the Baltimore Orioles. Speaking of, you were saying before, who's the blanking on his name? The Landry. I guess he was at the game. He messaged me last night or something. I think he was at the game, the Orioles game. But look, I'm happy for the Orioles. I'm like seeing young teams that are built well, succeed. So, but the Yankees are wasting, Garrett Cole. He's done nothing but provide everything they could have wanted from him, and they're wasting it. And Aaron Judge is quietly having another unbelievable year. He's got 30-some home runs, and he missed half the fucking season. So it's pretty ridiculous what this team can accomplish when they're healthy and put together well. So we got a lot of work to do in the offseason.
Is there going to be coaching change and managerial change?
I think I think there'll be either someone big on the inside's got to go, whether it's the head of the analytics, the farm systems. I don't think it's going to be the GM. They just gave him a new contract. It might be Boone. It might be Boone. But I would not be surprised if he didn't get fired. But I do think there are a lot of questions where you were like, look, we may not win the World Series this year, but we're going to try. That is not what we're getting right now. We have way more questions going into next year than I ever thought we would at the beginning of the year. Some bright sides are that, Michael King looks really good as a starting pitcher possibility. And some of these kids are doing pretty well from the farm system. But, other than that, it's going to be a lot of work to do in the off season. So, yeah, that's it, man. All right. If you're in Vegas, come check out Skankfest this weekend if you can get in. I'm sure you can. It's downtown Fremont Street. Next weekend, I'm in Washington, D.C. at the Comedy Loft. So if you're in the D.C. area, get tickets. And still have Chicago and Addison Improv and Philadelphia on the horizon coming up. So tickets at steverenazizi.com. Anything else, fellas?
I'm moving this afternoon. Biddlecombe's coming over in an hour or two. Or three.
Where are you moving to?
Down the hall.
Oh my God.
3 doors down.
No way. Why are you doing it? What, is there a monetary reason, I assume?
It's more space.
Okay.
Extra bathroom, I guess.
All right.
You need that extra bathroom for sure.
Yeah,
as a single dude, you need those.
Well, now you have a shit bathroom and a piss bathroom, dude.
Yes.
Hello. That's my shit bathroom. That's my shit piss bathroom.
Just make sure you let me know which is which when I come over.
Duty and P.
Oh, you'll know.
Brown and yellow. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We definitely, we're winning you money this week. The last couple weeks, you could tell in our voices when we signed off that we were a little unsure, but this week we are sure. It is 100%. Lock it in. These bets are sure. All right.
Completely fade us.
Money back guarantee.
You could do either.
Brent will pay you back if you lose. That's it. Thank you for listening and subscribing and rating and talking to people. And we'll see you guys next week.
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy